Whether you are on the cashback team or the miles team, the Standard Chartered Smart Card is a card that you need to have in your credit card arsenal. In this video, I'll be covering everything you need to know about the Standard Chartered Smart Card. How much rewards can you earn with the card? What are the annual fees? How does this card compare to other similar cards, and so on. Then at the end, I will also share a few important things that you need to know when using this card. Also, do join my 8,000 members Telegram chat group to discuss or ask any questions that you may have. On the website, it says that this card gives a 6% cashback on eligible spends. But in reality, this card is more than just a cashback card. That's because the rewards come in the form of points, which you can then choose to convert to cashbacks or airline miles. I won't bore you with the math, but essentially, the points are worth 6% cashback or 5.6 miles per dollar. You can also redeem the points as shopping vouchers or dining vouchers. But hold up, don't do that because the points are worth less if you try to redeem as vouchers. Even though this card gives a rather high earn rate, the downside is that you will only earn them on very specific merchants. For fast food, you have Burger King, KFC, McDonald's, Subway. For coffee and toast, you have Toastbox and Kaya Toast. For digital subscriptions, you have Disney+, Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, and lastly, for daily commute, you have bus and MRT. Personally, I find it interesting that StanChart doesn't consider Wendy and A&W as fast food. But okay can. The card caps the reward at $818 spent per statement month. However, in most cases, this is not an issue because it's almost impossible to spend that much on these categories every month. I say impossible because as Taylor Swift always say never. There's always some dude who can eat fast food every meal. But then you'll be like, "Che, so few merchants, get for what?" There are a few important benefits for getting this card. First, this card has no annual fee, so you don't have to worry about waiving the fees every year. Second, this card has a rather low $30,000 minimum annual income requirement. So even if you are some poor degree holder who's earning way below the median pay, like the students from SIT Bachelor of Business Admin in Food Business Management, you will still qualify for the card. But more importantly, this card works really well with other cards. That's because out of these spending categories, it's very likely that you'll be spending the most on public transport rides. And the issue with public transport rides is that it is excluded from earning rewards on most miles cards, such as the HSBC Revolution card or the City Rewards card. So this Standard Chartered card would complement the miles card strategy very well. If you check HeyMax, which by the way is really good for finding eligible cards for certain transactions, sign up link down below, you will see that among the miles cards, the only card that can beat this card would be the UOB Ladies card, which gives 6 miles per dollar if you select transport as the bonus category. But the issue with that is this 6 miles per dollar promo ended on 31st March 2024. And even if they had extended the promo, you likely wouldn't choose transport as your main category anyway. If you are looking for one of the most affordable trading platforms in Singapore, you can check out Webull. For the US market, during regular and extended hours, they are just charging a low fee of 0.025% with a minimum of 50 cents USD. And for overnight hours, they are charging 0.03% of the total trade amount with a minimum of 89 cents USD. Then for the SGX market, commission is 0.025% of total trade amount with a minimum of SGD 80 cents, and the platform fees is 0.025% of the total trade amount with a minimum of SGD 80 cents. Or if you are a new user, you will also get to enjoy commission-free trades for US stock trading for 1 month and commission-free trades for SG stock trading for 3 years. Also, if you are an US options trader, you'll be glad to know that Webull is just charging 55 cents per contract with no minimum fees. Plus, right now, both new and existing users will also get to enjoy US options free commission whenever you trade a minimum of 100 options contracts monthly. For new users who use my exclusive link to sign up to Webull, if you fund your account, trade, and fulfill the respective criteria, you'll be eligible to get up to $400 cash vouchers. Plus, you can get up to 7% per annum yield for USD Money Bull when you fund a cap of $100,000 for up to 90 days. where you can potentially earn a yield of up to $1,750. Otherwise, if you are an existing user who has not transferred any shares into Webull before, you can take part in the transfer in promo, where you can get anywhere between $50 to $1,500 trading vouchers when you fulfill the requirements. So if you are interested, do sign up to Weeboo using my link down below. And let's get back to the video. But what if you compare this to other cashback cards? For this, you have a few cards that can give more than 6% cashback on public transports. But all of them come with a minimum spend criteria. For example, Maybank Family and Friends gives 8% cashback, but requires you to spend $800 per month. UOB One 8.33% cashback to 10% cashback, depending on whether you are spending $500 to $2,000 every month for each quarter. And finally, the UOB Evo card 10% cashback but $800 minimum spend. So unless you are already using these cashback cards, the Standard Chartered Smart Card is still the best card to use for your public transport rides. Next, let's talk about the reward points. When you spend on eligible transactions, you will first earn 1.6 points when the transaction gets posted, then earn the remaining 17.6 points in the following statement cycle. So if you add them up, the 19.2 points are worth 6% cashback or 5.6 miles per dollar. The points have a 3-year expiry date, so make sure to use the points before they expire, yeah? To use the points, you will need to log in to the Standard Chartered 360 degrees rewards redemption page. Then just claim your points. If you want cashback, you can head over to Points to Cash to claim your cashback. And if you want miles, you can head over to Travel, where you are able to redeem as miles for Singapore Airlines and Cathay Pacific. Finally, let's talk about some tips for using the card. First, take note that the Standard Chartered Smart Card doesn't qualify for the spending criteria on Bonus Saver account, yeah? The only cards that will qualify are the Bonus Saver cards. Second, this is not related to the card specifically, but it is still a perk. If you pay for your credit card bills through HSBC Everyday Global accounts via Gyro, you will earn an additional 1% cashback. Okay, here's how this works. First, sign up to the HSBC Everyday Global accounts. You can use my sign up link down below if you need to. Then every month, deposit at least $2,000 into the HSBC EGA. Take note, just the transferring action will do. So even if you transfer in, transfer back out, you will still qualify for this criteria. Though, just take note that you need to maintain a $2,000 average daily balance. Otherwise, there will be a $5 fee. Then, perform 5 eligible transactions. The eligible transactions can be either your credit card spend, debit card spend, gyro bill payments, and even a fund transfer to a non-HSBC account. By doing this, you qualify for the 1% cashback on your credit card bills. So all of a sudden, the 6% cashback will become 7% cashback. Third, even though this card lets you break up your purchases into a 3-month interest-free installment, it's better not to use it, as any installments won't be eligible for the bonus rewards. Installment what installment? You eat McDonald's also need installment to pay, ya? Siao ah. Last but not least, sign up rewards. Currently, if you sign up to the card using my link down below and spend $500 within 30 days, you can get some free gifts such as a Dyson fan, atas Sony earphone, $300 e-capital voucher, $280 cash, or you can also top up to receive a reward upgrade worth up to $1,139. So as you can see, the Standard Chartered Smart Card is an easy to use card and is definitely one of the essential cards to have. Anyway, that's all for this video. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.